What's crack-a-lacking YouTube? It's your boy Baroshmo, just in case you did not know so. And here we go. This is round 2. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Hey, round 3 should be dropping the same time, so check it all out. Anyway, Arizona Cardinals, pick 33. They got Kyler Murray in my first round. I have them getting Elgin Jenkins. Interior offensive line, Mississippi State. This guy's a stud. He is a stud. They honestly, the Cardinals, they outside of Mason Cole, they have nobody. So they just traded for Marcus Gilbert. So again, you still need to protect your quarterback, whoever it may be. Probably not Rosen. We got pick 34, Indianapolis Colts. I had them taking DK Metcalf in the first round. I have them getting Jeffrey Simmons here. I debated them getting Justin Lane, but Justin Lane ended up falling to them in this 59th pick anyway. So honestly, this second round looks great. Jeffrey Simmons would be a top 10, top 15 pick if not for the ACL injury, a few red flags. I think this is great. They get a guy that they can build, help rebuild that defensive line, and then they also address corner. I think this is a beautiful looking second round and a great first round pick too, and Metcalf for that value. Next, we got the Raiders at 35. We already saw what they did in the first round. They addressed defensive line. They got a tight end. I think they go out, get a corner. DeAndre Baker, corner out of Georgia. I was thinking about Greedy here, but Gruden likes his corners to tackle. Greedy will not. So, and I think that's why Greedy's falling down some charts all of a sudden. So, I have them grabbing a corner here as they continue that defensive overhaul. Next, 36. We were just talking about him. San Fran, they need a corner. They like playing that press man. Greedy Williams fits the bill there. They had Nick Bosa. They continue just to address defense in this draft. New York Giants, they got their quarterback of the future in Daniel Jones, and now they got Jonah Williams too. So I have them addressing the defense. Honestly, there was no one I really liked here for the edge, and it's too early to really get honestly any of the other linebackers. At least I feel that way. So I went with Darnell Savage because I think he is the best safety in the draft. He can play inside. He can play in that box. He can play that zero robber. He can play that robber over top. The guy's just talented. He's high IQ. And he honestly, you're rebuilding the defense anyway, so just get parts here and get parts there. We got 38. The Jaguars, they grabbed Juwan Taylor to help with the run game, help Nick Foles a little bit. Let's get Nick Foles a tight end because they have none. Irv Smith Jr. could go a little higher than this. I'm surprised he was here in my draft, but he was, so I took him out of Alabama. You just want to give Nick Foles a chance. You just want to give him a chance. You gave him all that money. Give the man a fighting chance. Next, we got Tampa Bay back on the clock. They ended up getting Quentin Williams in the first round. What a surprise, right? I was shocked. You need to address the secondary, though. Secondary is a must. As much as I would love to grab a pass rusher, didn't really have any available for, or at least, yeah, for this value. None were really available. So I went with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He helps not just the safety. The man could play nickel. He just helps with the secondary. The secondary was a mess and a big disappointment. So you don't just get a safety, you get someone that could go and play in the slot. We got number 40, the Buffalo Bills. They went and got TJ Hawkinson out of Iowa to help with Josh Allen. I say you go get a tackle. I love Dalton Reisner. Not a lot of people are high on Dalton Reisner. They think he could get beat by, well, he did. He got beat by speed rushers at the Senior Bowl. But the man has versatility. He could play anywhere on the offensive line. He had a great career at Kansas State. So I think pick 40, top notch. You just helped out Josh Allen a ton. Now we can start addressing defense. All right, Denver Broncos. So I say if you're gonna, you went ahead, you got some help on defense. Now let's help Flacco with a little offensive line help. You get Eric McCoy out of Texas A&M. You get him in there, and you already spent money on Jaquan James. I think I said that right. I don't know. Not in Miami anymore. I don't care. Uh, but you get some help there for Flacco. Now we got pick 42, the Cincinnati Bengals. They took Drew Lock out of Missouri. They are rebuilding. So it's time to rebuild that defense. Honestly, that linebacker core is such a mess. I think they could go Blake Cashman here out of Minnesota. Kind of a reach. He might be more of a later second, early third pick. But, I mean, that linebacker core was so bad in Cincinnati last year. I mean, this guy, he can cover. So it's not like he's a bad linebacker. I'm just saying you could probably get him later on. So they could trade down here, but I don't have that option. So let's just go ahead. Let's grab a leader for the defense. 43, Detroit Lions. They picked Devin White. They picked a man that could cover in the front seven. So let's pick someone that could cover in the secondary. David Long, press man core. He fits that Detroit defense. They love man defense. David Long might be the second press corner in the draft. So go ahead, snag him. And now you could start addressing offense because you just had 2 quality picks right there for defense. You added Trey Flowers this year. I mean, the defense trending up. So we got 44, Green Bay Packers. They took Cody Ford. They took A.J. Brown. Let's go ahead. Let's get a safety. A lot of people have been sliding Jonathan Abram at that 30 pick. Look, you could get him here at 44. Or at least in my draft you can. I think for me he's a box safety. He can play outside that role though. He can function in coverage. But I think his bread and butter is going to be in the box. But let's go ahead. Let's help the secondary in there, Green Bay. They invested so much in that front seven. Let's get some secondary help. Atlanta at 45. I know it says 44, but it's supposed to say 45. I got the Atlanta Falcons. Continue to address the defensive line. Jalen Ferguson. He is out of Louisiana Tech. He is the leader. He holds the record for most sacks in all of college football. The man, barring a few red flags, I think he could translate to the NFL. I think you already have a problem with Vic Beasley. You don't know where you want to put him. Is he a linebacker? Is he supposed to rush off the edge? Well, let's get an insurance policy on this guy, all right? So just go ahead, address defensive line and back to back. You got Christian Wilkins, now you got Jalen Ferguson. At 46, you want the Redskins. They went ahead, took Dwayne Haskins. That secondary was terrible last year. They need to address it. I got them getting Amani, Mr. got a big Latin, hard to pronounce last name, out of Penn State. This guy is good. He could be an early first, or not early first, excuse me, late first. I think he's gonna fall more mid to late second, just because of a few speed concerns. But they get a guy who can cover, which is something they need to do in Washington. Now we're back to the Carolina Panthers. They got Dillard to protect. Now I say they go and try to get again secondary help. I think you're going to see corners and safeties fly off the board here in the second round. Julian Love out of Notre Dame, very polished corner. And honestly, I think they do need to address that defensive front, but get a lot of value here with Julian Love. The Miami Dolphins back on my clock, and I think they go offensive line here. Yari addressed edge. Now let's address the offense a little bit. For whoever is going to be that quarterback for the future that we're going to probably draft next year, get Caleb McGarry. Honestly, he is. I think he has a lot of first round hype. I don't know if this will stand true when the draft comes, just in tomorrow, but if you could get him in the mid-second, which I think is realistically where he should go, then bam, you got a nice tackle. I'd put him on the right, but he can play left. Just need to develop the guy. The guy's got the talent is there. The potential is there. At 49, the Cleveland Browns, their first pick. Now, I wanted to go offensive line, but I think, you know what? You just lost Jabril Peppers, granted for OBJ, but you just lost part of your secondary. Go out and get a playmaker. Nazir Ali is the best playmaking safety in this draft. The man has scary closing speed. Not the best tackler, but the dude is a ball hawk. He will create turnovers. Now, at pick 50, we're back at Minnesota, and I like this pick. You went ahead, you addressed the offensive line in the first round. Zach Allen, they drafted Boston College players. Oh my goodness. Back to back. Zach Allen, he could work on it. Like, he's not terrible in the pass. He gets a knock for, people try and knock him for not being a pass rusher. The man saw such a high volume compared to other pass rushers in this draft. I mean, sure, his pass rush grade's not going to be as high as others, but the man's a stellar run defender. They can move him inside too if they want. I just think he provides a little versatility on that line. Let's go ahead. We got pick 51, Tennessee Titans. They went ahead. They got Hollywood Brown, but let's get stinking Terrell Casey some help, man. They've never had a true nose tackle in Tennessee. Not since Casey's been around. Colin Sanders. I love Colin Sanders. The man has size. He is a monster. He is a man among boys. So I think they go ahead. They snag him. Help in the trenches. 52, Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're gonna reach here. They really miss Ryan Shazier. I think they're gonna reach for Mack Wilson out of Alabama. A lot of teams are high on him. I think he's got really good coverage skills, but he doesn't really provide anything in in the run game. But honestly, they need to address it somehow. They need to address it in this draft, and I think Mack Wilson, honestly, he's got a lot of potential. Again, a lot of these guys obviously have a lot of potential, but he has a good skill set. He just didn't live up to hype this last season. 53, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, like I said, they could have went corner in the first round, but you wait and you get Rock Ya-Sin at a Temple? Goodness gracious. And just a few picks later, I have them getting Tavon Coney at linebacker. They just go ahead, they hit every level of the defense because they took a big hit in linebacker. They've been missing, they don't have Hicks anymore, and they've been missing Kendricks. So go ahead, you get Tavon Coney, who is a leader. He is a football player. Questions about his athleticism, but it is what it is. Rock Ya-Sin, very physical corner. I think if this is your haul after the second round, you did good, Philly. Now we got Houston Texans at 54. Dude, Lamar Miller, he's subpar. Not even subpar. He is pedestrian. He is a solid running back. Why not go out and get a better running back? Josh Jacobs provides a lot in the pass game. I mean, just go ahead, just upgrade the running back position. And then they actually have back-to-back picks. I have them getting Juan Thornhill since they just lost Tyree Matthew last season. Juan Thornhill, beautiful out of Virginia. Corner converted to safety. I think this is a nice pick. Secondary got kind of gutted this past year. So real quick before we continue with the video, I just want to say thank you to everyone for all the support this channel has gotten over the last few months. It really does mean a whole lot to me. But with that being said, I want to propose a challenge, a road to greatness. I'm trying to get to 100 subs on YouTube and 50 followers on Twitch, and I don't want you to just do it willy-nilly. If you really enjoy the content and you want me to continue to bring more quality content, then go ahead, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Again, it's all appreciated. So back to the video. Enjoy. We got New England Patriots. Woo-wee, man. Oh. All right, New England Patriots. I have them with this pick getting Will Grier, quarterback at West Virginia. I like this a lot because he could just sit behind Brady and learn. I think that this is an ideal situation, not just for New England, but for Will here. Then at the end of the second round, I have them getting Anthony Nelson out of Iowa. He's just a Bill Belichick type of guy. You can kind of move him around that defensive line, so I just like that pick at the end of the second round. Now we got pick 58. Cowboys, their first pick. And let me tell you, I've been reading a lot of reports. they like Taylor Rapp. They like what he can do. He doesn't have great straight line speed. The man's quick though. He's good to play in the box. And I mean, woo, that's good safety help there. That's a quality pick. Quality pick. At 60, Los Angeles Chargers. They went ahead. They got Dexter Lawrence in the first round. They go ahead. They get a guy that hopefully could be a cornerstone for their offensive line, and Titus Howard, Alabama State. Another guy I like a lot. I like a ton. Could use a year or two to develop, but he can be a stud in this league. He reminds me of Taron Armstead. Pick 61, Kansas City Chiefs. They will have not just this pick, but the 63rd pick as well. They gotta go corner, right? They picked up Frank Clark, signed him that big deal. They need help in the secondary. So Lonnie Johnson Jr., another big-bodied corner. He's got a lot of speed. I think he kind of fits into what Andy Reid wants to do on that defense. And then just a couple or another pick later that I'm gonna have them getting Justin Hill, running back out of Oklahoma State. Damian Williams played great. He played out of his mind last year. But outside, I mean, they could use a little more behind him. So Justice Hill, I love what he does. I love what he did at Oklahoma State. He's a very patient runner with great vision. I think Kansas City is an ideal fit. We got the New Orleans Saints at 62. And mind you, they don't even have a pick in the 3rd round, I think. Oh my goodness. So I got them getting JJ Arcega-Whiteside out of Stanford. They wanted a big body receiver next to Mike Thomas. That's why they tried to sign Dez and why they tried with Brandon Marshall. Go ahead, get a young guy. Get this young guy, man. He is great. You could go back and look at my wide receiver rankings videos and see why I love him. This feels about the right range for him. Late 2nd, early 3rd. So yeah, they go ahead and get the boy. And anyway, I think that's actually it. Yeah, that's all I have for you. Go check out my 3rd round in the next video. But like, subscribe, all that crazy stuff. Till then, catch you in the next one, my friends. Later, and be easy.